when you're on a motorcycle.
Previously on Ride On.
You're not passing through nature. You're in nature.
This is why I ride.
My rear brake was completely non-functional. Let's get to ride.
Today, I'm riding from Hurricane, Utah to Barstow, California. I'll head out on Utah 9 and then get on I-15, where I will spend most of the day. After about 90 minutes, I stopped for some lunch at Viva Zapata's in North Las Vegas and had a nice steak. I passed through Las Vegas, but didn't stop to sightsee. So here's some stock footage. I continued on I-15 towards California, but you're probably wondering why I'm narrating instead of doing my usual motovlogging. Sherman, set the wayback machine.
You can see that's how much was holding it on. And normally it should be like that. It's a miracle I didn't lose this camera on the highway. And look how far you can see it's pulling it.
Later today, it would fail on me for the final time. I knew instantly what had happened as the camera hit my leg as it fell to his grisly death. Notice that the adhesive sticks to the helmet just fine.
So this is the alternate mount for which I do not have an external mic, as I lost the GoPro 10 about 45 miles back on I-15 and is completely destroyed.
My hotel had this nice barbecue area for larger groups. One would gather there later, but the restaurant inside took good care of me with a nice cold beer and some halfway decent carnitas.
If you stay in a hotel or you're somewhere and you see USB ports offered for charging, you need to be aware that there is a security risk of using that. In this particular case, I'm pretty sure it's just a lamp with power going in there, and there's no like networking. Inside this device is a little chip that will download everything on your phone or upload malware onto your device or whatever, because that is possible. I would not use those ports unless you're sure that they're safe. And I bring my own charger. I know that I can plug that into the power and it'll be fine. Charge safe. It's Friday morning in Barstow, and it's time to head out, hit the road, and head to a slightly less direct path to Atascadero.
So I crossed the street to gas up.
I know, it's a really long drive, huh?
When you're on a long motorcycle ride, this is a typical view. Long stretches of mind-numbing straightness. But you have to stay sharp because once in a while, you come across an idiot like this guy. Really? I mean, seriously. Joshua trees aren't found solely in the Joshua Tree National Park. They're fairly common in the desert regions of southeastern California. I stayed on Highway 58 until I hit 395 and took that north. After a while, I went west on 178 towards Lake Isabella, which was looking pretty dry. After this winter's rain, I'll bet it's looking a lot better. I dug around and found a restaurant near my route off 155. I wound through some narrow roads or goat trails to the Greenhorn Bar and Grill in Wofford Heights.
Yeah. Found it. Wow. About
That's the way.
After lunch, the GPS routed me over a little dirt to get me back onto 155. Nothing too tricky, but I wasn't expecting it. Highway 155 was a pleasant surprise, with about 25 miles of juicy twisties. It's no surprise this road is popular with motorcyclists. After leaving the tiny town of Glenville, I turned on to Woody Road for some less mountainous riding. I wound through some barren, rocky hills and slogged through about 45 miles of straight two-lane roads before I got to 58 again. Highway 58 west of Bakersfield all the way to Highway 101 is a good ride. Much of it winds up over some mountains, and then you hit the roller coasters. The wide-angle lens doesn't do these justice. The dips are as much as 50 feet or so, and at 55 miles an hour, they're pretty fun. If you're ever in the area, I definitely recommend riding this section of Highway 58. After passing the turnoff to Pozo, an off-road riding area, you come to Highway 229 after 20 or 30 miles. They should charge admission for this roughly 6-mile stretch of joy. Narrow, fairly well paved, although you gotta watch for sand and sometimes deer. It undulates in its twists and turns, and it is a lot of fun to ride. It is not unusual on group rides for some folks to turn around and ride it again. A bike passed me, and I see that there's one behind me now, too.
moments of joy. It looks like decaf. It says regular. Also regular. Ooh, score. Ah, yes. Woohoo. This could not brew fast enough. Well, today is day 14 of 14. Only one route left. We're just about done. Heading home. Out to the coast, up the PCH, and into a nice comfy chair with a cold beer.
Please drive to highlighted route.
After breakfast in Atascadero, I headed out on the final leg of this epic journey, the last day of the bar and grill ride. And it would be a good one. Paso Robles has a lot of vineyards and is known for its wine festivals. I cut through the vineyards and took 46 west to the coast. It seems to me a roundabout in the middle of wine country is asking for car accidents. Once on Highway 1, also known as the Pacific Coast Highway or the PCH, it wasn't long before I stopped to check out the elephant seals. Most of the elephant seals were snoozing, like usual. Then I continued north on 1. Ragged Point is known for having some of the highest gas prices in the country.
God, I love this road. At least when there's no traffic.
The marine layer was spotty. Sometimes it's heavily socked in, but the sections of sun allowed me to enjoy the view. It's just 2 lanes and it's double yellow almost the entire way, so opportunities to pass Sunday drivers are rare, but it wasn't too bad today, surprisingly. Big Sur is popular amongst campers and hikers and has a nice restaurant or two. The River Inn has wooden chairs out back in the shallow creek. You can dip your toes in the water and take a nap. There was a hiking event that was occasionally stopping traffic. I was hoping to take the dirt road for about 10 miles, but the event squashed that idea for today. Just when the highway tucks inward to a less interesting view, the next thing you know, you're graced with a blue horizon and some amazing coastline again. Eventually, you come to the famous Bixby Bridge. It's been seen in many commercials and is a popular stop for pictures. There is a similar, much smaller bridge further south, but the Bixby Bridge gets all the attention. It was pretty crowded, so I just kept riding. After passing through Monterey and other towns, I stopped for some lunch at a Thai restaurant in Watsonville. I stopped outside Watsonville to get gas, and then started winding my way up Hecker Pass. I grew up in this area. This is my home turf.
Hi.
As I wound through the familiar turns I know from my youth, I couldn't help but reflect on all the places I'd been and things that had happened in the last 2 weeks. There were highs and there were lows, and I wouldn't have traded it for a thing. It sure has been a heck of a ride. Thanks for coming along.
If you've liked this ride, check out one at the top of your screen.
And consider liking and subscribing, because we want to build a family here at Ride On, and we'd like you to be a part of it.
Wherever your journeys may lead, ride on.